All right, good morning. So we moved into the month of Kislev since we last got together. And Kislev, we know Hanukkah comes at the 25th day of Kislev at the end of the month. It's also, we're moving into towards the winter solstice. So it's still getting darker and darker. In Torah, every parsha we read during the month of Kislev involves dreaming. And the rabbis, we have a very rich tradition in Torah as well as in Talmud and in other midrash that dreams are a form of prophecy. Dreams are a way and a place in which we encounter the infinite. It's a place where we encounter our own soul, where we receive revelation and really important information that's valid. It's not just like, oh, dreams, yeah, those are crazy, weird things that happen. They make no sense. That's not a Jewish view of dreaming at all. The Jewish view of dreaming, besides the psychological and scientific view that we need to dream to be sane and that our dream life processes things from our daily life that we, but on a more mystical level, dreams have a lot of power and relevance. And I wanted to share a little bit from this amazing book by Rav Jill Hammer. I actually took a course with her on dream work through the Kohenet Priestess Institute. And her book is called Undertorah, an Earth-Based Kabbalah of Dreams. And I just want to share a few things she teaches about dreams. So she cites the Zohar. The Zohar talks about that when a person sleeps, their soul leaves the body and goes and does kind of like a walkabout, a wander about the universe. And then when the soul returns to the body and the person wakes up, the soul tells the person what it saw and experienced through the language of the dream. And so that we're having these experiences in our non-waking state, and the soul is recording and taking information and trying to guide us through those experiences. The Zohar also, according to Rav Jill Hammer, she says the Zohar itself hints, it says prophecy in the world is male, but the dream in the world is female. Returning to the dream means returning to image, to the indeterminate, to the nonlinear, and to voices that have been suppressed. If canonical revelation in Jewish tradition, which comes from above to below, is called Torah, we might call the dream world the Undertorah, a deep well of truth that lies hidden and bubbles up from beneath, shifting our notions of divinity and prophecy. Not all dreams are codified text. They're not even text. They're images accompanied by feelings and voices. We may construct narratives out of them, but these narratives generally do not make sense according to our waking minds. Dream images, unmoored from linear thought and normative expectation, have the potential to introduce something original into our minds, a seed that can grow an idea, a transformation, even a new way of being. This is the essence of revelation. So in today's Parsha in Vayetzei, Jacob lays down a stone and he sleeps under the stars and he dreams and he has a revelation and he meets God in that place, in that makom, that place. And he dreams of the angels going up and down a ladder, ascending and descending. And there's this revelation, this brand new idea that he's going to be blessed, that he's going to be entering into some kind of contract with God, right? So when we dream, are we paying attention? Are we giving relevance that revelation might happen there for us? Okay, so in the practice today, let's just open our bodies. Let's just feel good and expansive so that we might be able to receive some new seed of transformation, of revelation. At the end of the practice, I'm going to reserve a good 15 to 20 minutes to do what's called Yoga Nidra, which is the practice of yogic sleep, which is entering into like that alpha wave sleep state, but while we're conscious through a process of like visualization and attention and focus and relaxation in the body, so that our mind, while we're awake, can actually go into sort of like a dreamlike state, that liminal state between waking and sleeping. Okay, so let's start with just have a comfortable seat, close your eyes. Let's just start getting grounded in this moment. So that first moment of closing your eyes and dropping in is a really nice opportunity to offer a blessing. And there's no right or wrong way to offer blessing. So whatever is in your heart and mind, it can be a more traditional moda'ani, I'm grateful to be alive, for my breath, for my body. It could be a blessing and offering of praise, of request, of healing. Just stay present to your breath for the next minute. As you breathe in, just observe the breath arising and filling you. And as you breathe out, let yourself release and relax some muscular tension in the body with each exhale. And for a moment, just recall a dream that you've had. It can be something you dreamed last night. It could be another recent dream. It could be something from the past that has always stuck with you in your memory. And instead of trying to give it meaning or use a lot of words, just allow image to arise in your mind. What images come to you? What objects, what colors, what environment, where are you? What sounds, what smells? Is there an emotion, a feeling that's arising attached to this dream? Just hold space for that as you sit here breathing very calmly in and out. And in this moment of recalling that dream, is there some message for you, something that wants to be revealed to your awakened consciousness? And Rav Hammer talks about dreams as entering a sacred place, entering this dwelling of Shekhinah, the presence, feminine presence of the divine. So she invites us to enter our own dream awareness the way we would enter a synagogue, the way we would approach the Ark or the Torah, with a lot of sense of the sacred. As you're ready, you can open your eyes. Let's just begin with some neck and shoulder openers. So just drop your right ear over towards your right shoulder. You can open the jaw here. And then just a very gentle rolling of the neck, just a very small range of motion. You're just opening the side of the muscles that connect the jaw to the shoulder. And then you can actually take that left shoulder and just roll it back and forth. Yeah. So releasing all the fascia into the shoulder. Good. And then take that arm out to the side. And you're just going to circle it forward and back a couple times. And then bring that arm behind your back. Lift the head up back to neutral and just take a little opening into the chest, to the tricep. Breathe into the lungs. This feeling of filling your lungs really, really big, puffing up like you can expand beyond this ordinary level of consciousness of what we experience in our waking life with our five senses. What else is there to be experienced that we can become aware of when we expand our sense of consciousness? Good. Release the arm. You're going to drop left ear to left shoulder. Again, you can open the jaw if you'd like. And that right shoulder is just dropping down away from the ear, making space. And you can rock the head gently on its axis just to find the range of motion there. So the month of Kislev corresponds with the astrological month of Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter in Judaism, in Hebrew, is the planet Tzedek. It's related to righteousness. The symbol is the Keshet, the rainbow covenant. Circle the shoulder if you haven't done so yet. And you could take that arm out to the side and take some forward and back. It's nice to do a really strong yoga practice, but it's also sometimes really nice just to let the body do this gentle opening. Bring your head back up to center. Bring the arm behind the back. You can maybe, if you have access to that elbow, you can bring that elbow in a little bit more to the midline and then sit up nice and tall. Engage your pelvic floor here so that you can be strong in the lower back and the body. And we're opening up all the chest all the way up to the top of those collarbones. Inhaling and filling yourself up. So Jacob dreams and he wakes up and he says, God was in this place and I didn't know. There's a lot of midrash and commentary about the wording of that. He says, Ani lo yadati. It repeats like, I didn't know myself. I didn't even know myself, what I was capable of seeing, of witnessing, of understanding in this place when I entered into this place in this dream. All right. Reach your arms out. Take a little shake. If you want, you could take a little twist here. Yeah. Good. All right. A couple more, just up and back and down. If any of you are crunchy in there, it's okay. Love the crunchiness. Don't reject any part of yourself. You are here in this moment. If this moment has knots in your shoulders, you can still be grateful for that. Okay, let's come on to hands and knees. So from your hands and knees, just make sure your fingers are spread and you have a nice expansive foundation. And we're just going to go into some cat and cow stretches. So on the inhale, you're dropping the belly down, shoulder blades draw towards each other on the back body, and you're lengthening through the throat, chest. As you exhale, you press down into the hands and you puff up the upper back. Squeeze the belly in, widen the shoulder blades away from each other. So go through these. You can keep your eyes closed. Even the act of keeping eyes closed invites us into a different space where image and senses come to us in a different way than when our eyes are open. And you can sit yourself back on your heels for a child's pose. And again, eyes are closed and we're very internal in this pose. You can take some variations. If you'd like to bring your arms down alongside your body towards your toes, you can do that. And with your forehead down against the mat, or if you need extra support wherever you are in your pose, maybe your forehead's against your hands. With that pressure on the forehead, just notice what colors are there. Is there color, texture, temperature? Just notice what you're sensing. And then when you're ready, you're going to come back up onto your hands and knees. We'll tuck toes here. And come on into your first downward facing dog. So pushing down into the hands, lifting the hips up high. And keep your knees bent. For the first down dog of the day, you want to just be very gentle. And you can take time to pedal through the heels. Good. And with the right knee bent, try to straighten as much as you can through the left leg and then shift your hips over to the left. Oh, I'm wondering if you guys are having the same reaction. So when you shift over to the left, you probably will feel this as a very big stretch into the left outer hip joint and maybe down through the knee, down through the calf. Kind of opening that IT band, you may feel it into the low back. But relax the chin, let the head hang down. And just let your breath be nice and easy here, filling yourself and releasing. The bringing in of the breath is always this feeling of like a gentle expansiveness. And the letting out of the breath is a release, like a surrendering of tension, of any tsuris that's in your mind. Just let it go. And then you can just kind of do this little back and forth now, just kind of flossing, like you're flossing a needle. Floss back and forth with that hip. Right knee is still bent. You're just opening through that left outer hip. It's amazing how like the subtle things, subtle little movements bring so much information to us that when we're so focused on the big gross, motor movements, we kind of lose the nuance. So it's good to slow down.
Oh, okay, enough on that hip. Let's do the other side. So you're gonna bend the left knee now, straighten the right leg. Yep. And then shift your right hip over to the right side. Just hang out there and breathe and feel that. And again, you can floss, kind of like shifting back and forth through that motion. Try to relax the head, the neck, the shoulders. All right. Come back into your downward facing dog. You're going to bend both knees and just deepen your torso towards your thighs. And now shift your hips side to side here, like just wiggling your tush like a dog wagging its tail. I hope you guys are liking this actually and how this feels in your body. I'm doing this because I need it this morning because my low back is really, really tight and this is feeling great to just traction it. All right. From here, you're going to walk your feet up towards your hands. And again, keeping the knees gently bent. You can let the back of the palms fall to the floor, deep bend in the knees. And then as you're ready, slowly, 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 engage your pelvic floor, engage your belly as you roll yourself up to stand. Okay. How are we doing, guys? So far, so good? All right. Let's take a little side stretch. So you can stand with your feet slightly wider than your hip distance for this one. And you're going to take your arms up overhead. You can interlace your hands in like what's called a, temple mudra, or whatever works for you. But so up overhead, and we're just going to gently side bend. So the tendency is to get your shoulder all the way up in your ear here, and that doesn't feel so great in your neck. So you can put a little bend in the elbows. We're coming into Hanukkah month and Christmas and Kwanzaa, and all light is a big theme in the darkness. So you can imagine that you're a candle here, if you'd like. And actually, that's a really great image to go into, right? If you close your eyes and imagine that you're a candle and that there's some wind blowing in through the window. So the flame is kind of like off to one side and the candle wax is melting in a way that's not quite even, dripping down one side. So feel your side soften. Yeah. And then gently come up through the center. Let's just take a forward fold here. And you can shake out your head side to side. You can shake out your shoulders here. We're just creating a softness and ease in the body. And slowly come on back up again. And let's go over to that other side now. Belly is drawing in, tailbone is lengthening down. Yeah, so you're really in this side bending motion without kind of reaching the hips forward or back too much. Good. And again, what color candle are you? Go into the imaginative, right? Welcoming image, welcoming a different kind of information than just what we see out in the world. It's an inner seeing. Maybe you can see the rib cage, right? Expanding. Maybe you can see the breath pressing up against your ribs from inside, stretching you. And again, coming up through the center. Okay, let's take some gentle sun salutations so that we go through some lunges and stretch the body. Have blocks nearby if you'd like. Always a good idea. I never know where to place my camera so you could also see me when I go lower. Okay, inhale, arms come up overhead. As you exhale, float your way down. Inhale, halfway up, you're lengthening the spine, coming into that flat back. So the belly is drawing in, the shoulders are reaching back and down, the elbows hug the side waist, good. And then here, you're gonna exhale, fold forward again, and you're gonna step your right leg all the way back behind you. Yep, and you're gonna make your way up to a high lunge. You can rest your hands to the top of that left thigh if you want. The back heel is up off the mat. Both hips are facing forward. Good. Yeah, and then sit down a little deeper by bending your front knee more. Tailbone is lengthening down. Find your pelvic bowl, and your pelvis is not tipping forward. So think about it as a bowl that you could actually fill, right? That it's upright. And yep. And then from there, the whole spine is finding its way up above that. And imagine the head is very light, like a helium balloon. Your head is just floating above the spine. Yeah. Good. Inhale the arms up like a letter V. Try not, again, to put the shoulders up to the ears. Give your neck and shoulders some space. Very gentle. Good. And then from here, last thing, if you want to take your hands behind your back, you can either interlace the hands behind the back and reach the shoulders and the chest open, or if you'd like to take a reverse namaste, bringing your hands together, palms together behind the back, kind of behind that heart space. And there you go. And we're just opening up the chest and the lungs here. Good. Amy, bend your back knee slightly so that you can lengthen your spine up more upright and lean the spine back. Exactly. Instead of leaning forward, we're leaning back into it. There you go. Good. Have we had enough yet in this leg? Okay. From here, you are going to, if you have blocks, take your blocks. You're going to step your back foot in a little closer to the front foot so that you're not in quite so wide a stance as your lunge. You're stepping in closer. You're going to straighten your front leg and you're going to fold over that front leg. So it's called a pyramid pose or a triangle forward bend. Yeah. So you're mostly going to feel this, obviously, in the calf and the hamstring on that front left leg. Yep. Good. Now, shimmy your hips side to side here. Notice how when you shift the left hip towards the left side, you're opening that inner left thigh. You can feel that nice stretch. You could stay there if you want. Just see what your body needs, what it's telling you. When you go to the other side, it kind of opens up the outer hip. Yep. Good. And take one breath where you lengthen your spine forward, almost like coming to that flat back if you can. Pull the belly in and then exhale and fold a little deeper, the head like reaching towards the top of the foot. Good. From here, you're going to bend that left knee. Trust me, guys. It's okay. We're going to have fun here for a second. You're going to bend that front knee, place your blocks forward of your front foot. You can also do this with the floor if you don't have blocks. It's okay. You're going to step all your weight into that left leg, lift the right leg up behind you as high as you can. So it's a standing split. Breathe, relax the shoulders, relax the tension in the face. And then re-bend that front leg. You're going to bend the leg that's up in the sky, pull it in towards your chest. Squeeze it in, squeeze it in, squeeze it in. And then you're going to step it back behind you towards that lunge. Your hands are going to come down to the floor. Move the blocks out of the way and step back into a plank pose. From your plank, You guys got this. You're doing great. From your plank, just lower the knees down to the ground. Bend the elbows back behind you and lower slowly, 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 all the way down to the belly. You can untuck the toes. Let's just take a little cobra here. So the hands are spread under the shoulders, elbows up, and you're not crunching into your low back. You're just pulling the belly in, press the pelvic bone down, and then push down into the floor to gently, gently stretch the belly. You want this feeling that you're stretching the belly in towards the back of the spine and up. And then you can squeeze those elbows in towards the sideways. So you're getting that mid-back strengthening. And again, we're opening the chest. Breathe. Head and neck are relaxed. And lower back down to the ground. Make a little pillow for your head. Rest and bend the knees and just flip-flop side to side. As you're ready, you'll come back through hands and knees. Tuck the toes and come on up to your downward facing dog. Once you're in your down dog, just hang out and breathe there for a few minutes. Maybe not quite minutes, but a few breaths. Nice. Good. So bend your knees slightly and lift your tailbone up even higher. Yeah, soften your mid-back. Soften your mid-back. And soften the back of the neck. Let the crown of the head reach towards the ground. Good. And the next exhale, let it be through your mouth, like a big exhale. All right. From your down dog, you're going to look up between your hands and you're going to step your right foot all the way to the front of the mat, coming up to the lunge on the second side. You might need to help yourself along there. Good. So here we are. The toes are finding a nice grip into the ground, but the heel is up. Both hips are facing forward. Bend deeply into that front knee. Yep. And we want to lean ourselves back a little. So the tendency is to kind of lean forward. But really, if you need to bend the back knee to do it, do that first, because that'll naturally bring that pelvic bowl upright again. So you could be upright. And then straighten the back leg again once you're there. So that you have this feeling here. Big hip flexor stretch. Good. All right, and then we can bring the arms up and smile. Good. And wherever your strength and balance are this morning, it's okay. It's okay. Like practicing that kind of compassion of just being more aware without judgment. Good. And from here, interlace the hands and lean the shoulders back a little more, but belly is drawing in and up. So you're not in any way straining the low back. You're actually getting a nice, strong strength in the abs and stretching that. Yep, good. Or you could take that reverse namaste behind the heart. Good. From here, we're going to straighten that front leg and step the back foot in closer. Yeah, to whatever distance you need to make it comfortable so that you can get into the stretch. Comfortable, not exactly comfortable, but not painful either. Somewhere in your edge where you're working that stretch. So hands to the blocks. Yeah. And we're coming into that forward bend here. Take a look at your front foot. Make sure that you still have an arch lifted under that foot. So you can kind of pull the toes up off the floor towards your face. That's going to create that arch. And then once you see that arch, place the toes back down mindfully. That's going to keep that big toe engaged, which is going to help the opening in the back of the leg. And then from here, you can shimmy the hips side to side. And you can close your eyes. So dreams come as image, not as text. It's non-linear, it's not rational, but it's powerful. You know, like in neuropsychology, they know like our sense of smell is more powerful than our I'm gonna get it wrong, like all the science, but like our limbic system, there's the whatever developed before the prefrontal cortex is way more powerful, like our animal brain that senses emotion and an image. So there's something about that when we allow ourselves to go there. Oh, okay, bend your front knee a little. Step your blocks forward of you, and you're gonna step all your weight into that right foot now. Left leg is high up in the sky behind you. And just let yourself enjoy this inversion of energy. Let everything flow downward. Maybe with your eyes closed, you're a waterfall. And then you'll bend the standing leg, bend the knee from the sky in towards your chest and pull it in as high as you can. Squeeze that knee in. Good, good, good. And then step it all the way back behind you to the lunge. Your hands come to the floor. Step back to your plank pose. Any variations that you want here in your plank, you can hold your plank. You can take a side plank to each side. You can take some push-ups. Whatever it is you want to play with here. And then when you're ready, again, you can lower the knees first if you need, or just lower the whole body as one strong plank down to the ground. Good. Yeah, take your time to get there. And when you do get to the ground, let's just take a little quad stretching here. So you'll reach back for your right ankle, and you can rest on your left elbow. You can close your eyes. Try to keep the knee in line with the other knee so you're not taking the knee out to the side, right? Try to keep it straight back behind you. Good. And then if it's available to you and something that you want to do, maybe you reach back with the other hand and try to meet it. So both hands are wrapping around that right ankle, or maybe the toe, or maybe you can grab, if you have your strap. And from here, you're just going to flex the right foot, flex the foot, reach the heel back away from you, just to pull the shoulders back up off the floor. Shoulder blades are squeezing towards each other. And you're just going to hang out here and breathe. Pelvis is still down on the ground. The back foot is still down on the ground. And again, if you close your eyes, maybe you feel a little bit like a rainbow, like an arc in the sky, like a little floaty boat in a bathtub. Whatever it is for you, go into image. And you can let that side go. Just let the leg come down to the ground and just rest for a moment before the other side. Stay with your breath for the next few breaths. Just feel the breath coming into and leaving the body. When you're ready, I'll take the left side. So find that ankle with the left hand. And you can keep your head down on the ground for this first one. You're just finding the stretch slowly opening into the quad muscles. And then reaching around with the right hand, if you can, flexing that foot and reaching the heel back behind you. It could be a really tiny motion. Release that out. And if it feels good for you to shift, like windshield wiper your heels, you can do that. You can circle. And then when you're ready, coming back to hands and knees. And one last time, tucking the toes, lifting the knees up for a down dog. Let's take one more inversion here, just because it'll help open the side waist as well. So we'll take a twister stretch. You'll take your right leg up behind you to the sky. Yeah. And just circle the ankle in one direction and then in the other direction. And then you'll bend that knee and drop the heel towards your tush. And then gently kind of like drop, like reach the knee higher towards the ceiling and reach that foot behind you. So you're getting a nice twist in the belly. Make sure both hands are still pressing down firmly into the ground. Try not to hyperextend or lock out the joints. So stay in your muscle. Good. All right, and you'll take this knee back to meet the other knee. Look forward between your hands. We're going to come right towards a pigeon. You're going to bring that knee up behind your right elbow and then turn the foot in front of the left thigh and the leg comes down to the floor. Scooch the left leg back behind you and you're going to sit here. I'll show you that again. Yeah, so I don't usually do a forward folding pigeon because I know a lot of us have knee issues or hip issues. So if this pose is not for you, do not do it. You can do a variation of this on your back, which is what we usually do. The variation on your back is crossing, right? Doing this kind of figure four stretch. But if you're doing the pigeon, you can find props, you could find bolsters. One nice way to prop, so the knee is coming towards the right wrist, the heel is coming in front of the left hip. One way to prop is to take a folded up blanket and put it under both hips. And that just brings the floor up a little bit. And then you're going to fold forward. Another nice prop is to have a bolster or a pillow or a folded up blanket under your belly. You can just fold forward and create a little bit in your pigeon. And with eyes closed, again, feel yourself almost in this state of you're awake, but you're also letting the mind relax and go in a stream of consciousness in a dreamlike way, and let it show you whatever it wants to bring you to. If you want to take an added quad stretch here, you can bend that left knee behind you and again, either find the hand to the ankle or a strap. All right.
You can stay as long as you like in that pose, but when you're ready, you're going to somehow, as gracefully as possible, unwind yourself. You'll come back through the down dog, and we'll take that same sequence on the other side. So from your down dog, we're just taking that left leg up behind you. Let the head hang down. Again, hands are still strong, arms are strong. Find that inversion, and you can circle the ankle. And then bending the knee open towards the ceiling, and that heel drops behind you. Really breathing into the whole left side waist and find more spaciousness, more buoyancy on the left side. And then bringing that knee back over next to the other, looking forward, and coming forward for your pigeon on the second side. Yeah, so you can take, sometimes people take the knee to the midline. I don't like that quite so much because it really crunches the hip. So take the knee even wider than the hip. And that's going to give more space for your groins to settle and open. Again, you could take that blanket underneath both hips just to elevate there. And you can take a bolster or blanket in front of the belly and find relaxation there. If you are in the pose, but you want to make sure that your knees are protected, you can flex the foot of that bent knee. That will help to keep the knee in its proper joint. And again, the variation, if you're not doing a forward-facing pigeon, is to come onto your back and take the figure 4 stretch here, and you just draw the knee in. And you have much more control without any pressure on the knee. All right, as you're ready, I'm going to ask you to transition over onto your back and get anything you need to be really comfortable for the next 10 minutes. So if you want to put on socks, if you want to put a blanket over you, if you want to roll up a blanket under your knees, just so that there's like a nice natural support for that, right? So that you really, really feel supported. Because once we go into this Yoga Nidra, you're not going to move your body at all. You want to really just settle. So take a minute now to set yourself up in a way that you feel you can really just drop in fully and settle. And I'm going to be reading from a little bit of a guided script for Yoga Nidra, so I'm not going to do this with you, but I trust you to get yourself nice and cozy. All right. So just feel the back of your body, all the parts of you that are touching the floor. And just let the back of your heels, the back of your calves, your thighs, your pelvic bones, the sacrum, the spine, the shoulder blades, your skull. Let everything that's touching the floor deepen and almost like it can melt a little heavier, a little deeper into the ground so that you feel completely supported. And just notice your breath here. A lot of ease. Breath could be very slow, unhurried. Just feel how the body moves with the breath as it builds up and as it settles back down. And invite in some blessing for yourself. And in Yoga Nidra, that's usually stated, it's a sankalpa, an intention, stated in the present tense. I am happy. I am healthy. I am joyful. Whatever your intention is for yourself. And repeat it to yourself 3 times silently. And now I'm going to take you on a guided journey through your own physical body. Stay with me for as long as it serves you to stay with me. And if and when your mind completely wanders and goes into some other dream state, that's perfectly wonderful. So there are no rules. But the deepening of awareness can help bring you to that place. So bring your attention to your right hand. Bring your attention to your thumb, your index finger, your middle finger, your ring finger, your pinky, the palm of your right hand, the back of your right hand, your wrist, your forearm, your elbow, your upper arm, your right shoulder, and relax your whole right arm. Bring your awareness to your right side of your chest, your right waist, the hip, groin, buttock, your right thigh, the right knee, your calf, ankle, the heel of your foot, the sole of your foot, the right big toe, the second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, the pinky toe, and relax the whole right side of your torso and the right leg down to your foot. Bring your awareness to your left hand now. Your left thumb, the index finger, the middle finger, the pinky finger, the ring finger, the palm of the left hand, the back of the left hand, your wrist, your forearm, the elbow, the upper arm, the shoulder, and relax your whole left arm from the shoulder down to the hand. Bring your attention to the left side of your chest, your left waist, your hip, groin, buttock, the left thigh, the knee, the calf, the ankle, your left heel, the sole of your foot, the top of your foot, the left big toe, the second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, the pinky toe, and relax the whole left side of your body and down the leg all the way down through. Bring your awareness to the top of your head, to your scalp, your forehead, your eyebrows, the space between your eyebrows, your eyes, your eyelids, your nose, your cheeks, your ears, your lips, your teeth, your tongue, throat. Relax everything in your head. Just feel the heaviness of your body relaxing into your mat. Bring your awareness to the space in your mind's eye, in your forehead, and just notice what images are playing there. Just stay present to image, to sound, to sensation, to smell, to texture. Observe if there are any other beings there with you, people or animals. Observe they're trying to show you something, tell you something. And into this liminal dream space, invite in again that blessing you had for yourself. And again, recite it 3 times. And then listen for any other response that shows up in that dream. What is presenting itself as a response to your intention? And thank whatever vision, whatever was revealed to you. Give an offering of thanks. God was in this place. In Jacob's dream, he offers the stone that was under his head as a marker, as a monument to the revelation he received. Maybe you can conjure something now in your own mind and leave it there as an offering. And then as you're ready, bring your awareness back to your breath, breathing in deeply, feeling that breath move through the physical body, exhaling deeply. And as you're ready, you can stretch your fingers up overhead and stretch through your feet, maybe flexing and pointing through the toes and the ankles. And as you're ready, you can roll to one side and take another few breaths just curled up on one side if that's a comfortable way for you to hold your body. And as you're practicing at home, you can choose to stay in this very relaxed state and continue dreaming, wakefully dreaming if you'd like. Otherwise, you can bring yourself back to a sitting position now. You can bring your hands to your heart space and just gently bend your head down towards your hands, really in a gesture of honoring your heart. Shalom b'mamav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'emru. Amen. May we all be blessed with peace, peace in our lives, peace in our body, in our relationships, peace in the world. Thank you.